on, guys? It's your boy John, the Liquidator, coming back with a major story. So it looked like Caitlin Clark could be definitely signing with Project B. Guys, for this one here, we got to go all the way up to Indy. Let's get it. Let's go. I am here to tell you, man, a lot of people were sending me stuff about this whole Kelsey Mitchell following them. And guys, a lot of that stuff be clickbait, not really my cup of tea. What do I tell you? I want to give you news you could use. That's the motto for 2026. News you can use.
What if the biggest name in women's basketball just decided she's had enough? What if Caitlin Clark, the player who single-handedly brought millions of new eyeballs to the WNBA, looked at the league she helped save and said, "I'm out"? Because right now, that's not just a hypothetical. That's the conversation happening behind closed doors. And when you hear what the commissioner allegedly said about her, you'll understand exactly why. Let's rewind to October 2025, because what happened that month sent shockwaves through the entire sports.
All boats when it comes to women's basketball. Similar to how Caitlin Clark was. When Caitlin Clark came, it was a big splash. That's how this Project B is about to be. It's about to be a splash so big. It's going to fix the Caitlin Clark pipe. It's going to fix the women's basketball because the interest is there. It's just not entertaining to watch. And what is one of the main things that can fix entertainment? The bag, the money. What motivates you to get up and do what you do every day? If that's going to work or doing anything, it's the money and it's the passion for what you're doing.
World. Minnesota Lynx superstar Napheesa Collier stepped up to the microphone at her season-ending press conference and absolutely unloaded. She called out WNBA leadership as, and I quote, "the worst leadership in the world." But here's the part that made everyone's jaw hit the floor. Collier revealed that in a private conversation earlier that year, Commissioner Cathy Engelbert allegedly told her that Caitlin Clark and other young stars should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for what the league has given them. Engelbert reportedly said Clark should be grateful for her $16 million in endorsement money because without the
things that can fix entertainment, the bag, the money. What motivates you to get up and do what you do every day? If that's going to work or doing anything, it's the money and it's the passion for what you're doing. You gotta have passion, and the money definitely gotta be right. Hence why everybody's in the position that they're in today or doing whatever job that they do for a living. It's the passion for what you're doing, and it's the bag. You gotta have the bag right. Because if your bag ain't right and you doing something just out of love, I don't know, you might want to get checked out. I just gotta keep it real.
Platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything. Now pause on that for a second. The commissioner of the league essentially said the player who saved her league should be on her knees thanking them, not the other way around. And when this story broke, Engelbert denied making those exact comments. She said there were a lot of inaccuracies in what Collier described. But here's the thing. When Caitlin Clark was asked about Collier's bombshell statement at her own exit interview, just days later, she didn't dismiss it. She didn't defend the commissioner. Instead, Clark said Collier made a lot of very...
It's interesting. So I'm like, let me see. Let me head on over here to to Instagram. So I noticed, I said, Grady Burnett, who's this guy? Project B co-founder. He's followed by Project B Global. No one in the WNBA is following this guy.
Valid points and emphasized that we need great leadership in this time across all levels. That's Caitlin Clark, the face of the league, essentially validating the harshest criticism anyone has ever leveled at WNBA leadership. And when reporters asked if Engelbert had reached out to her since the controversy exploded, Clark's answer was devastating in its simplicity. No, think about that. The commissioner of the WNBA didn't reach out to her biggest star after being accused of belittling her behind closed doors. The silence was deafening. But this story doesn't exist in a vacuum.
But who is he following? And as we pull up his following list, let me pull this all the way up for you guys here. I see Caitlin Clark. Hold on. Now, mind you, Grady is only following 1,200 people. I see Sophie Cunningham. I see Caitlin Clark Foundation. Project B. Oh, yes.
You have to understand what Caitlin Clark went through in 2025 to really grasp why she might be eyeing the exit after a historic rookie season where she earned all WNBA first-team honors and finished fourth in MVP voting. Her sophomore year was supposed to be a coronation. Instead, it became a nightmare. Clark played just 13 games. 13. A left quad strain, a left groin injury, then a right groin injury that kept her out from mid-July all the way through the playoffs. And while she was rehabbing that groin, she rolled her ankle so badly during a workout in Phoenix that she suffered a bone bruise. She called it one of the worst sprains she's ever dealt with. Clark had never missed a single game in her entire college career at Iowa. She played every game of her rookie season with the fever. And then suddenly, her body just kept breaking down. She spent hours in the gym every single day.
Oh, yes. He's not just following. It's not just... This is serious business here, bro. And Caitlin Clark is a recent follow. See, this is a recent. These two are recent, bro. Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham. Juel Lloyd.
Trying to get back on the court. And when she finally announced she wouldn't return for the rest of the season, she said, "Disappointed isn't a big enough word to describe how I am feeling." Meanwhile, her Fever teammates had to fight without her. They somehow clawed their way to the playoffs, won their first playoff series in a decade, and pushed the Las Vegas Aces to a fifth and deciding game in the semifinals. Kelsey Mitchell played so hard she cramped up, so severely she couldn't feel her legs and had to be taken to a hospital. Sophie Cunningham went down with a season-ending knee injury. The Fever lost 5 players to injury that season. 5. And through all of it, Caitlin Clark had to watch from the sideline, helpless. Now, imagine being that player. You gave everything to this league. You brought record attendance. You made them more money than they've ever seen. And then the commissioner allegedly says you should be grateful that without her, you'd have nothing? Here's where it gets really interesting. While all this drama was unfolding, a new player entered the game. Project B. If you haven't heard of it, you're about to hear that name everywhere. It's a new global women's basketball league founded by former Facebook executive Grady Burnett and Skype co-founder Jeff Prentice. They've got Candace Parker as an advisor. Novak Djokovic is involved. Former NFL legend Steve Young. Tennis star Sloane Stephens. And Alana Beard, the former WNBA star, is their chief basketball officer. This isn't some pipe dream. They're planning to launch in November 2026 with 6 teams, 66 players total, playing 7 two-week tournaments across Asia, Europe, and the Americas. Think Formula One meets basketball. And the money they're offering? It's absolutely insane. Reports say Project B is offering players $2 million per year minimum, with multi-year deals reaching 8 figures. Some sources are speculating they could offer Caitlin Clark anywhere from $50 to $100 million to be the face of their league. That's not a typo. $100 million. To put that in perspective, the WNBA's Supermax salary in 2025 was around $250,000. The entire salary cap for a team was about $1.5 million. They're not just offering money either. Players get equity in the league. They become owners. And the schedule doesn't conflict with the WNBA season. So in theory, players could do both. But here's the question everyone's asking. If the WNBA keeps treating its players like Engelbert allegedly treated Clark, why would anyone prioritize the league that pays them pennies? WNBPA President Nneka Agwamike has already signed with Project B. She's the first domino. Then Alyssa Thomas signed. Then Jonquil Jones. Then Lloyd. These aren't role players. These are legitimate stars. And every single one of them is sending a message to the WNBA. Pay us what we're worth or watch us leave. The timing of all this couldn't be worse for the league. The collective bargaining agreement expired at the end of October, got extended to November 30th. And as of right now, the two sides are still far apart. The players want revenue sharing tied to a percentage of basketball-related income, the way the NBA does it. The WNBA is offering fixed salary increases instead. The players say that's like putting lipstick on a pig. They want to grow with the business. They want equity. And frankly, after everything that's happened, can you blame them? The WNBA has never had a lockout in its 29-year history, but there's a first time for everything. And if there's no deal, there's no expansion draft for the new Portland and Toronto teams. There's no free agency. There's no draft. The entire 2026 season could be in jeopardy. So where does Caitlin Clark fit into all of this? She's the golden goose. Every party wants her. The WNBA needs her to keep ratings up and seats filled. Project B would build their entire league around her if they could. Unrivaled would love to have her. But here's what makes Clark different from every other player. She doesn't need any of them. Between her Nike deal, her State Farm commercials, her Gatorade partnership, and everything else, Caitlin Clark is already making generational wealth off the court. She made $16 million in endorsements last year alone. She's the only player in women's basketball who doesn't need to play overseas in the off-season to supplement her income. She plays because she loves the game. And if the league she loves keeps disrespecting her, keeps undervaluing the players, keeps having the worst leadership in the world, why would she stay loyal? There's also the injury factor. Clark's body broke down in 2025. Multiple soft tissue injuries. Groin, ankle, quad. Playing in both the WNBA and an international league would put incredible strain on her. Nike, her biggest sponsor, makes 44% of its revenue from North America. If Americans don't care about an international league, does Nike care? These are real considerations that could keep Clark in the WNBA. But they could also push her away if she feels the league doesn't have her back. What we're watching right now is a pivotal moment in women's sports history. The WNBA is at a crossroads. Caitlin Clark is at a crossroads. And the decisions made in the next few months will shape the future of women's basketball for decades. Engelbert says she wants to do better. She says she cares about the players. But actions speak louder than words. And right now, the actions are telling a very different story. The commissioner, who allegedly said Clark should be grateful, hasn't even picked up the phone to talk to her. The league that made record profits still pays its players less than 10% of revenue. And a rival league is standing at the door with bags of money and open arms. Caitlin Clark hasn't announced any plans to leave the WNBA. She hasn't signed with Project B. She's recovering from her injuries and focusing on coming back stronger for 2026. But the seeds have been planted. The trust has been broken. And in a world where athletes have more options than ever before, loyalty has to be earned. If the WNBA wants to keep Caitlin Clark, they better start treating her like the once-in-a-generation talent she is.